Let's now talk about reporting performance and scalability. Mass 90's data resides in flat files on the server and are normally accessed by program files running on the workstation. In Mass 200, it's similar except that there is a program running on the server that accesses the files to speed things up. However, anytime you want to access Mass 90 data from an external application, such as Crystal Reports, it has to be done through what's called the ODBC driver. And this driver can be very, very slow at accessing either large data sets or data sets with many tables. So if we, for example, look at this Crystal report and bring up the Crystal Database Expert, we can see we have 6 tables being accessed with these various links. This isn't even a particularly complex report in that we only have what's called one left outer join, meaning only one table is set up to link where there's no guarantee that there's data on both sides of the table. That being the salesperson table, because not all invoices require salespeople. And if an invoice doesn't have a salesperson, we don't want the system to skip that invoice. So we're going to go ahead and run this report, and there's about 35,000 invoices in this, but with the rows and the related zip codes, it's about 3 million records of data that has to be retrieved to produce this report. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit the button to refresh the report. We'll say refresh report data now. So now that the data is being refreshed, you can see it's starting to count. Now this is going to take quite some time, so rather than run the video through that whole time, we'll go ahead and just bring the system clock up so that we can tag the time on the video, and then we'll come back. So from the clock you can see it's now 3:05, and we'll unpause approximately when the report completes. Say it's 3:06 to give it the benefit of the doubt. Thank you. The report is continuing to run. As you can see at 4:04, it's approximately 1 hour since the report began. Based on the number of records retrieved so far, it's about 50% complete. We'll go ahead and pause from here and then continue when it's done. Okay, so this report has just completed running, and if we open up our time, you'll notice that it is now 4:50 p.m. So the report took 10 minutes shy of 2 hours to process. That same report again will now be seen in SQL Server, which is what Dynamics NAV runs on with the Crystal reports, and you'll see what the difference in performance is. Again, approximately 1 hour and 50 minutes to run this report. Thank you. We'll now go ahead and run the same report using Microsoft SQL Server, the same database engine that Dynamics NAV uses. This report you'll see here looks very similar to what we were just looking at. If we look at the database expert, everything is the same here except that the system is talking to Microsoft SQL Server, which is the same engine that Dynamics NAV uses, and not the Sage Mass 90 file or ODBC driver. Everything else about the report is the same. The only other difference is this is running inside a virtual machine. The other report ran in a native machine. So it's actually 60 to 70% slower because of that fact. So what we're about to show you is actually not as fast as it could be, and you'll still see the difference in performance. We're going to go ahead and we're going to refresh the report. We're going to say OK. Now the system is starting to retrieve the records, and you can just see by the retrieval rate how much faster the system is. This is a big report regardless of any solution you're looking at, and your typical report isn't going to be this long with this many records. This report exceeds 3 million records, but it gives you an idea of the performance level. We will go ahead and pause the video so you don't have to actually go ahead and watch what's going on. But before we do that, we'll just bring the clock up. Right now it's say approximately 2:58, and we will unpause the video when the report completes and look at how long it took. The report is now completed and it's 3 o'clock. So as you can see, the report took less than 2 minutes to generate on this system. That is a radical speed improvement over the native Mass 90. And when you try to do any type of complex data manipulation or reporting with Microsoft Dynamics NAV, you're going to see that the actual performance is not even going to be an issue. Everything is nearly real time compared to what you may be experiencing now.